Okay, so every man and his dog wants to be a photographer, and lots of the time they want to be around celebrities, they want to do all this cool stuff, and a lot of the time it's music photography, or be around that sort of industry. I'm a music photographer, I work in that industry, but I have to say it's quite nice to meet someone who's a fledgling on his way, and that's why I've brought Jonathan, my lovely guest, who I met at Midgard literally a couple of days ago. It was love at first sight for me. I'm joking. I don't want your mum to kill me. I know she's got high expectations for you.
She's probably going to listen to this.
Oh no, mum, I'm so sorry. Your son was very well mannered. He was incredibly professional. We shared merely just some smashed chocolate. That was all we did, and a few coffees. He's a very professional boy. And he's very sorry he did the Bloodfest. So if you don't know, Midgard is a Viking metal music reenactment mashup. It's crazy. We have a press tent, but a lot of people have this misconception about music photography. So I'm, as a pro who's been in it quite a while, and meeting Jonathan, who's literally just started his journey. He said he did his first one in September last year, and we're just coming up to the year point. We could say you've done it a year, because by the time this comes out, it's practically a year. So let's talk about what it means to be a photographer in the music industry, or how you see it versus how I see it. But first of all, introduce yourself, Jonathan.
Hi, I'm Jonathan, 28, living in Oslo. I'm just going really dry here, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a concert photographer, events.
If you're hearing noise in the background, this
Yeah.
is because Jonathan chose this location,
I did.
and it's the construction of Oslo going on around us. That's your fault. So, what is Midgard the first festival you've done of a metal variety?
No, I did tons of rock couple months ago.
That's a massive festival here in Oslo, isn't it?
Pretty huge.
Did you do Inferno? It's another
I
one?
did. I did.
Did-
Inferno was even more crazy.
Did you do that as a photographer or punter?
Photographer.
Okay. Okay. So you've got a few of the biggest festivals in Norway under your belt. For not bad for your first year in.
Yeah.
How did you come about? Like, what was the difference? Because you are a film student originally.
Yeah.
You do have that as a massive background. He has a huge list of movies he wants to watch. There's about 1,000. And yet I still managed to find one to add to that list for him, because I can't have a young lad going into that without knowing about Carnival of Souls, mate. So it's absolutely cinematic B-movie genius. You remember it was done in the 1960s. It's even better. There's the zoom in on the evil baddie's eyes. It goes around the keyhole. It's amazing. Honestly, it's tragic. But I want to talk about what were your, when you think back to when you first got that camera, when did you go, this is the job I want? This is where I want to go? Because obviously you're in film, but now you've gone into music photography. Is there a way in which maybe you're thinking I could blend the two?
I can say that like the moment where I really understood like this is what I want to do was I was still in school and we were working on this project, and uh just being behind the camera and feeling like the performance from the actors through the camera and being really moved by that.
Such a film boy. I love it.
I really like had it in my mind that from that point, like, this is where I want to be, this is what I want to do. Um, and what was the continuation of the question again?
What was the point where you went, okay, now this is it, I'm going to go into this? And how did you then start broaching into it? How did you go from student studying film to now being able to sit in the press tent of the most highly prized position of a media photographer, essentially, at the biggest festivals?
Well, I finished my studies, and it was a tons of rock. Not this year, but last year. I met through a mutual friend, a different photographer, and I asked, "Do you need an extra hand?" And the answer was yes. So I just started doing things.
I love that, because it's a lot of who you know, but also having the gumption to just ask. I feel like people are scared to ask.
It is scary.
Is it?
Scary. It is scary.
I did not get that memo. I don't know if you've noticed that about me. I did not get that memo.
It is scary because, you might get a no. And
Do you think that's a cultural thing? Because I don't. I mean, obviously I can only talk from my experience. I've never had that fear to ask politely, not
Yeah.
forcefully. But I noticed some of my Norwegian friends are quite similar like that. They're like, oh wait, like even too much, like down when we were having dinner at the festival, and I sat down this table. There's a whole table free. No one would sit next to us until I sort of said, "You can sit here," to people. Like there's this kind of scared to ask or polite not to ask?
Yeah, I think it's a cultural thing
Yeah.
as well. Norwegians are very standoffish.
Okay, so I'm like the antichrist pretty much for you guys. I'm
Yeah,
like,
people run when they see the red hair.
really do. I'm like, I don't know. I'm all about like making everyone comfortable, but maybe that makes them uncomfortable because yeah, maybe. So, do you remember your first gig?
My first gig,
Yeah.
everything's kind of a blur to be honest, because just like the whole all the concerts like just blur together somehow.
I did.
You, you know what I mean, right?
I forget which band I've seen where.
Yeah,
Then they're like, do you remember? And I'm like, no. What was the weather like? It's kind of or what did the venue look like? That's my thing.
Yeah.
Do you remember I'm not saying you have made a mistake. Do you remember the biggest mistake you've made so far?
The biggest mistake.
Like the one you've gone, "Ugh." I remember mine.
Probably like something to do with like exposure or like
Oh, mine's worse.
file sorting. Just like forgetting where I put my files.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I went to it.
I've almost deleted like a whole SD card once. Yeah, almost. But
Thank God for dual card slots, eh? My biggest mistake was years and years ago. I showed up to a gig thinking I'd had all my batteries packed. No, I'd left them in the charger and I had one battery in that had 2 bars. And I can only describe it as a squeaky bum moment. I had to constantly turn the camera off.
oh yeah, that's happened as well. Just like forgetting my charger. Or
Yeah. That was
having maybe 1 or 2 batteries.
That's the worst bit, isn't it? Like you've got everything and then you're like, batteries. And then you're like, I can just charge it at the venue, forgetting, no, you can't. Because half the time you can't charge anything. What do you think's the biggest misconception then for when people look at us working? What do you think they see us having? I think they all think we're having a blast. We are, but I think they think we're having more of a blast than they think we.
Yeah, and I think people think it's easy.
Yeah, it's not. We still F up.
Yeah,
It's
all the time.
It's also
All the time.
the pressure on your back, your feet. You know, you can also be overwhelmed by the amount of people around you. Like
Yeah.
that's something I think people don't understand. We're not all hanging out with celebrities, or in my case, I have no idea who half the people are because they're Norwegian, and I don't know, and that's why I hung out with that guy from that band who stood next to me, and I didn't like whatever around him. I'm not
Tell us
friends.
that. I want to hear that story.
So I was at what was it? I was at the food place.
Yeah.
And this now I know very famous singer of a very famous band. And I'm not gonna name him because that's awful, but he was next to me and he had an unusual look. And I noticed that he was getting a bit overwhelmed. And I just said, "You okay?" And he was like, "Oh." And I ended up escorting him to where he needed to go because I thought people were just like annoying him. Turns out he's like a mega star. And here I was acting like informal security. But everyone had to go at me like, well, not had to go. Like, do you know who he is? And I'm like, no,
No.
not at all. And everyone was like trying to get selfies with him. And I was just like, oh, he's just overwhelmed. You need to let him alone. I think he's security. It turns out not at all security. Head of the biggest band. In fact, the headlining band that day. There you go. That's me.
Yeah.
I'm not great. I also don't get very starstruck anyway. I think the most I got starstruck.
I'm not great with recognizing people either. So like it's happened to me as well that like I run into someone who's like playing that day or is like a major artist and
Yeah.
I have no idea who they are. And then like I turn around, I go away, someone taps me on the shoulder. You do know who that was, right? And I'm like, no.
But I think that's a nice sign of professionalism. When you're professional, you can't be the fangirl. You can't be the fan like squealing or making noise. Although I did that guy, the one that we met after we'd finished the show. But I just think we are on work. We're working. There is perks, but they're not as many as you think they are. We're not all like, the movie Almost Famous, where they go off on the tour bus and they live their best. It's not like that. We're in a media tent that's like sat on benches that are wobbly on a dubious Wi-Fi and there's no tea and coffee. We've got to go scavenge it. And we've got one toilet between 18 of us and not everyone understands the backstage rule on the toilet. And we're all having to borrow stuff from each other because things go walking. They don't go missing. We find them all, but they go, we place them. And then we're running in and out. It's not glamorous in the slightest. We don't get to have festival fits, as the girlies say, or the Instagrammers say. We're literally all in black. We look like shadows with technical equipment moving in and out of a pit. But I mean, you got shoved, didn't you, when you were at the pit?
Yeah, I did.
This is rare, I'm gonna say.
I was pretty pissed off.
Yeah. You can swear on this podcast because I always fucking do.
Okay.
Mum, he doesn't swear ever. I'm encouraging
No, I
it.
don't.
You're such a polite person.
I don't remember what show I think it was Mayhem, maybe?
Maybe.
Maybe. Sorry, didn't mean to name drop.
It's okay. It was a big one. You're allowed.
Yeah. So I was I was leaning against the barrier like I usually do.
Yeah, we have to. We have such limited space there.
Yeah.
To give you give a visual, which is weird because I'm gonna have to describe it. It's like a rat run between the stage and the audience, which has got loads of wiring, speakers, bits of the staging, and we all have 18, 20 photographers all crammed in there.
And I'd say the width is maybe like 2 feet.
You're really lucky. And then these people have got massive lenses, so you got to dodge them. So having your back for a few moments against barrier is standard, I think.
Yeah.
But not for this person.
No, so I got shoved like really hard. Some girl just really just put a weight into it and just shoved me, so like I almost tripped.
Yeah. Not good.
Luckily, there was a guard there. I just had to move immediately after that because I wanted to get a different angle.
Yeah.
But I saw the security like just walk up to her and like give her a look. I don't know what happened, but that kind of really annoyed me.
So while we're on the subject of making you feel sad about what's happened, what is the other horrible things that have happened? You don't have to name drop here because I've got a few, but I think we need to talk about this because obviously, hopefully some photographers are listening to this. And I think, we can all make it pretty and nice, but I think there are certain rules and etiquette around pit photography, music photography that people don't really think, they just assume people know. And a couple of them really annoy me that people assume that you know.
Yeah.
It's like gatekeeping the information and getting annoyed that you didn't know it.
That you don't know. There's etiquette. Of course there is.
Like what? Give us some. No backpacks in the pit.
No backpacks.
Leave them to the side if you ever bring them in. Yeah.
No backpacks.
You can get away with like a crossbody bag if it's in front of you.
Yeah, if it's in front of you or like a fanny pack, that's fine.
Yeah, a bum bag in the UK, guys. I know it's even worse, isn't it?
Yeah, it's even worse.
I know. Mine's a little black one, and no, I didn't get a photography specific one. I've yet to find one that is actually good enough to be on the front of me.
I have like a small one, which, funny enough, I got on a flight, and I just keep some batteries and stuff in it, and it's saved me multiple times.
Yeah, because you have to crumple it down as well. Like I don't understand why it needs to be this. It's not holding a lens, really, is it? It's holding like batteries, SD cards, maybe your spare earplugs. It doesn't need to be this huge, expensive padded thing. Yeah, we can save money in certain places. Yeah. I've got a free one. I think I got a runner's one. It's fine. But the etiquette wise, no backpacks. Bend down when you're moving.
Yeah.
I mean, I appreciate
that's common sense, I feel like, though.
No, I've been in some pits. No, I've been in some pits where I've literally had someone stand in front of my lens to move. Yeah, you'd be surprised. I think some people don't. What's the other thing? Don't hog one spot.
Yeah.
But some photographers do because they work in a magazine and the magazine will only accept that one shot. But I feel like, you know what? Once you've got it, move out. That's not fair to just keep holding it there, but that's a personal choice.
Yeah.
What else is there? Let's just think. No phones. You can take a quick snap.
You can take a quick snap or like a few seconds video, but
that's what I meant. So people know I'm here because otherwise it didn't happen.
Yeah. But no, like, just film half the concert from the pit,
And don't gear shame. I friggin' hate this gear shaming thing, right? So
sadly, it's really common though.
Yeah, we don't all have the equipment when we first started. Not everyone is bankrolled. Not everyone wants to get into debt. We had some youngsters with us who were on kit lenses, and yes, they probably would struggle in the night with their lenses, but that doesn't mean they don't have a place in the daytime pits. I'm kind of over that thing. I would just say the festival we just been to, it was really nice to see a lot of women in the pit because a lot of the festivals I go to, sometimes I'm the only one, and that's quite a nice thing.
I gotta say, in Norway specifically, I feel like there's a lot of women in photography. there's a lot of men, but like I see, especially at like these metal festivals and stuff like that, I see women that are quite like senior, like they've been doing this for many years.
Yeah, well, Birgit, my lovely
Big,
friend,
yeah.
she's incredible. She goes everywhere for this. She's at a jazz
Yeah.
festival today photographing. And she is highly accomplished as a photographer. I forgot the lady all in black as well who was sat next to us that side. Uncle Mia?
Irmina.
Amina, yeah, she's hugely successful as well.
Massive, yeah.
Yeah, massive. There was lots of them, like Heidi as well. There's lots of them. Christina, like there's loads of them, and I think it's really, for me, it's really nice because I come from the UK where I hate to say it, it's rare for me to run into.
Yeah, it's 90% men,
Yeah,
even more maybe.
yeah, it's quite shocking. I mean, it depends on what kind of music you go to as well. So I did a very famous pop stars concert and there was lots of females in the pit. But when it comes to the more heavier music, it's very much male, it feels. And I do a lot of hardcore grime and psychobilly and stuff. And even then that's quite heavy male. But
Yeah.
I mean, if you've been to a hardcore grime show, you might understand.
I've
not
not been, but
not
it
everybody
sounds
wants to
fun.
get kicked. Because that is what happens at those shows. I had a bruised cheekbone for a while. I mean, and please don't say it's not malicious. It's how they dance.
Yeah.
And it's how, yeah. It is what it is.
It's crowd killing.
Yeah.
It's that's pretty common in those shows. Hardcore,
What
punk
Hard-
as well.
Yeah, that's another one. God, I've done a few punk shows. I once got crowd surfed with my camera, which I wasn't expecting.
Really?
Yeah, I was trying to move and they just picked me up like I wanted to crowd surf. And the thing is, I was desperate for the toilet as well. So being bounced around wasn't really helping. And they were like, that's the photographer. Where's you? Literally taking me back to the stage when I was trying to get to the toilet. It was one of those moments. Yeah. What lesson do you wish you'd learned sooner doing this job?
Um,
I don't know.
I'm still like scared of making mistakes, but less so.
Okay.
So I wish maybe I'd learned a little bit earlier to like
Yeah,
accept mistakes.
Just
Accept
own it.
making mistakes. Just
Yeah.
own it. You know, it happens and you fuck up, but you learn from it.
Your mum's gonna go mad. For me, it's understanding licensing. I think there's a lot of money left on the table and a lot of assumptions are made over licensing. Some of my earlier photography at a certain place was put on an album without me knowing. And the license was only for the festival.
Yeah.
I feel, and I let it go. In the words of Elsa, let it go, let it go. But I didn't, and I wish I hadn't. I wish I hadn't let it go because they were quite a big band, and it really annoyed me. Looking older me, looking back at younger me, was like, nope, some good money there. Knowing licensing and having contracts, your expectations. I think that's really important. I won't go anywhere without a contract now. I won't just show up. I'm like, what do you need from me? Because guaranteed, if you don't have your deliverables detailed out, they will say you haven't done a good enough job. I can almost guarantee it every time.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about what you pack. Because I mean, we were quite different in how we packed, but what do you pack? What's your go-to? Let's talk about a small intimate gig, like in a pub venue, a small club venue. What are you packing?
Yeah. Well, I have my go-to. I don't have much equipment.
That's all right.
So I just have my basically one lens, which is like my.
It's a beast of a lens, though.
It does everything. I have my 35 to 150.
This is what I want to get on
to 2.8.
If Nikon are listening for Christmas, I would like to find that under my Christmas tree, please. Thank you very much.
I think Tamron makes a version.
Yeah, Tamron's great, mate. Do you know what? People underestimate Tamron. I just gave away my Tamron 24-70 to someone who broke their Nikon one, and it's lighter and they like it. So that's a hint. That's Tamron.
Really, just my one lens.
Yeah.
Camera body. Batteries.
Yeah.
I have
no flash, guys. You do not use flash. You can't in the pit.
Some people do use flash.
Never in a pit, though.
Some like smaller gigs though, like club gigs and stuff like that.
I've never been allowed to use flash in all my career in music photography, photography.
Yeah.
I've never been allowed to use flash. I think it's I don't know if it's a thing that's acceptable more now. I have one packed in the smaller gigs just in the off chance that I'm seeing a lot on TikTok and people use it, but I've never been authorized to use it. In fact, we got emails from our boss at the festival we've just been to telling us not to use Flash.
No flash.
Yeah.
There's this one like known photographer here in the scene in Oslo, which is very popular for his style. He uses a lot of flash in his
Okay.
photos. So I always see him using flash,
Okay.
but I don't have a flash anyway. So,
Oh, okay.
but I do want to get one.
Yeah. So if you do, so the bigger gig, you don't really change your kit up more, maybe take more batteries.
I do change batteries here and there.
Do you have two camera bodies for the bigger gigs, or?
I have only one camera body.
Okay.
Like,
It's all right. Don't grimace. It's all right.
no, that's not what I'm thinking about. I have just one camera body, and like, I see other photographers that have maybe two,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh, I really wish I could do that, but not right now.
So let's talk about the one that everyone talks about, which but don't want to talk about here in Norway. Pay.
Yeah.
Yeah, your face just told me what I imagine all Norwegians feel like. So I was really shocked to discover how few people are paid.
Very few.
And even just like my friends who are photographers here in Norway, Oslo specifically, who expect to do portrait sessions for nothing, or it's just expected that you'll give your photography away for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
In the UK, we still have that for maybe the lesser accomplished. That's awful. I don't really know what the right term is. Like people are just starting out. But now, like, I mean, music photography will always be, I feel like there's this thing where you very rarely get paid. You get paid off the use of the images. But even here, you guys don't get paid off the use of your images, right?
Yeah.
So is pay a thing here, or is it just if you're very
I think
special?
it's a thing. If again, I don't really know, so I'm assuming.
Yeah.
I think it's more of a thing if you get hired by a band
Okay.
or a specific festival, like you're doing work for
Yeah.
the festival. But other than that, I don't think a lot of people do get paid. Like I always hear about people who I think are doing a really, really good job, and then I hear from them or someone else that they're not getting paid,
Yeah.
and I'm always shocked, because you're doing work. It's not an easy. Relatively, sometimes it's not such an easy job to do.
I think people don't realize
people assume it's very easy.
you click a button, isn't it? That's what they think.
I just press a button.
Yeah, yeah. Except you got to have like God knows how many thousands of pounds worth of kit. If you totted up how many hours you dedicate to learning, it's insane. And also, you think you know thing, then you go to a festival and they've only got red light on. Like we learn,
Red or blue.
or worse, green. I know red can be turned grey into black and white, but green is like, why green only?
Yeah, there was this one artist at Mindigo Spot which used only blue light, and it really pissed me off because everything just had to be black and white.
Here's the thing: when you get to when you get that kind of vibe, a part of me's like, am I photographing the person or the vibe now? I think once you've made it hard for me to photograph you, I have to photograph the vibe at the place. So where has there been a moment where you went, oh my God, this is amazing. Was there a pinnacle moment where you were like, yes, I've made it. I feel really proud. I'm really good.
I really enjoy I'm gonna go like a little bit in background of this.
Yeah, go.
So I can just explain better.
Yeah.
I'm really big into Asian rock and metal.
So did you like Psy?
Oh my God, they are so good, so good.
You saw my reaction. I was like a kid, like screaming. But yeah.
Yeah, I was too focused on my own things.
Yeah, you're an adult. I was like a kinder candy shop.
Yeah. So I did this. I didn't really get hired, but one thing led to another, and I did this gig for this Japanese artist called Iselin. Relatively small artist. She had a show here in Oslo, organized by an organization, and they originally hired only me, but then I brought along a couple other friends to do some video work as well, and just the satisfaction from both the artist and the organizer and her manager as well.
It's nice when everyone likes everything you do
Yeah.
around. I get a
So
buzz.
just like I got such a buzz from it, and I was just like, yeah, like this is.
I've made it.
I really want to do more of this, you know.
Can't remember mine. Well, I have two. I have two. One was this festival that I did years ago. I can't remember the name. And it was at a smaller band, and they used my picture, and someone stole the picture for their band because they liked the picture. It was really weird. Like, so they had their picture up on the back screen, but they had support by. And the main guy was what the picture was about. But the support band tried to steal the picture, and I didn't have to do anything. Everyone else supported me and just jumped all over them. And I think that's when I realized that actually maybe I am okay at this because people were really protective over my work. And then the other one was being asked to come here like all those years ago. But I'm very privileged. I know it sounds really weird. I'm very privileged. I think being the unique me that I am and having the platform I have has allowed me to get indoors a little quicker than had I been any other way, I think.
Yeah.
Being the gobby cow has helped. So let's talk about backstage. So every backstage area is different. Do you think, have you had any bad experiences backstage, or has it been pretty chill? I'm not asking you to throw anyone under the bus here, but just little things, because people have this idea that we all just sit around and we just get treated like royalty.
I can't really say I've had too much bad experience. Sometimes I can't really remember like something specific.
Yeah.
Like sometimes there's stuff that goes wrong, or
Yeah.
just stuff like just stuff becomes a mess.
It does become quite messy quite quickly when there's a lot of us involved, doesn't there?
Yeah.
What do you think if someone was going to start out and they say, right, I'm going to be music photographer, Jonathan? How do I start? I've never done it before in my life. What do I do? And I mean, really, what do they do? Don't just go to gigs. Like, what do you actually need to do? No gatekeeping here.
Research. Start with research.
Research what specifically? The bands you're into? I think you should go photograph music you're into first of all.
Yeah, yeah.
'Cause-
That's almost like, to me it's almost obvious. Like, just do things you enjoy.
Yeah.
Research gear, and
Especially if you know the venue.
yeah,
If you know the venue is low light, don't start bringing your kit lens because you're not going to get
no.
much. You've got to get, even if it's just a 35 prime and you're shooting from the spot where you are, get there super early. Also ask if you can photograph, because a lot of venues won't allow you unless you're here or
Yeah, most venues here, like, you cannot. I think it's pretty standard. You cannot come in with like a pro grade.
yeah, there's a detachable lens is what they tend to go, isn't it?
So I kind of started with just like a small point and shoot
Yeah.
at the concerts, and just started experimenting.
I do have an alternative way to get in. So as a portrait photographer, I got into music photography because I started shooting the band's albums. So they're like, could you come to our gig? And I was like, yeah. Took my camera. Obviously, I've done events other ways, but not so specific in music. And that's how I got in. Don't undervalue your connections other ways, because if you think everyone wants to shoot the gig, right? So they get inundated, but they've already got a relationship with you in another way, that gets you a foot in the door. Relationship building is so important in this job. As you said earlier, I think there's other ways to get in, but it's important that you reach out to get permission, and also share the images. Share them. Make sure you put your watermark on them if you're sharing them.
I gotta say, I feel like I've been pretty lucky with like the connections I've been making. I'm not gonna say names, but like, just first time at Inferno, like I met some people, and then from like outlets like big magazines and stuff, and just getting to know them, and then I meet them again at the Gospot, and just you kind of become friends with those people. And once you make those connections and you become acquainted and spend time with each other, you kind of become friends.
Yeah.
Then it's easier to maybe start like working with those people, asking for small favors here and there. So I think connections are really, really important. Like, again, it's I feel like it's a lot about who you know, and then say what you do. Of course, you need to be good as well. You need to
You need to be
have
good.
sense.
You need to understand your camera settings for sure.
I need to understand the camera.
There's so many who like. I always find it really funny. My friends think I live this glamorous life. So I travel in. I'm like, I stay in crappy hotels sometimes. I stay on sofas sometimes. You know, I'm when it depends on where you are and who you're shooting, admittedly, but it's hard work. It's hard work relative. I mean, I'm not a brain surgeon here. You know, I'm not curing cancer or anything like that. But it's got its difficult times. You know, you are expected to have these really expensive lenses. You are expected to do all this amazing work, but sometimes the pay doesn't reflect that. And there is always someone willing to do it for free with all the expensive gear. And you're like, great, that's brilliant. I do think your personality and brand definitely help you get in the door and stay in the door, if that makes sense. Get you in the room and stay in there. But yeah, I this chat with you. Is there
And once you start working semi-permanently with someone, you start to develop like a business relationship, and then maybe you kind of become like the exclusive photographer for this or this person.
Yeah, there is none of that. I was a bit shocked to find out that I was constantly being asked for by one person whose genre I wasn't actually that interested into, but I like them. So that's always a good thing. So now we know the beginners how to do this. What if I was to ask you for your top 5 in no particular order tips for someone who was going to start? What would they be to run this down to close out this episode with you, Jonathan? International sensation, Jonathan, the music and event photographer.
You're asking tough questions.
I am.
I really have no idea.
I'm going to go contracts, get it sorted. It is not a superficial thing to do. You need to know, as a photographer, what your deliverables are. If you're saying, I'll just take some pictures, okay, you take some pictures, but what are they going to use those pictures for? What are you allowing them to use it for? How quick do you have to do that turnaround? Because sometimes you have to do it same day, literally, as we had to do every band. We had to have it done pretty much within a certain time. Are my watermarking them? Do you want my watermark, or do I have to put the event watermark on like we have to do?
Yeah.
Do you need high res or just social media right now? Are we licensing for bands to use? All of that in that contract. Am I getting paid? When am I getting paid? You know, are you providing meals, accommodation? All of that in that contract, because that covers your ass, all right? The second thing is always bring international charging points with you, because I travel quite a bit. That's always a good one. And make sure batteries are charged and packed.
Yeah, I always charge my batteries.
And
Like,
good shoes.
good shoes.
I saw a photographer in the pit once in sliders. You know, flip-flop type things.
I haven't seen that, but I always use my boots.
Yeah.
Like, I have these.
Gotta look after your feet because you're going to be on them a very long time.
Yeah.
And earplugs, ear defenders.
Earplugs.
I don't care what you use, but cover them up. I mean, I lent my last pack out to somebody who showed up without any, and I find that utterly astounding.
Yeah.
Utterly.
And if you like the music as well, use concert earplugs.
Yeah, you've got to, especially there's a video that went a bit crazy online ages ago of me. I had my hair in like buns, and my hair was moving
Because
of the bass.
the bass.
Yeah. And we were all just laughing. I couldn't hear nothing. I've got no tinnitus, touch wood. And considering how close I get to speakers, because I have inner ear, outer ear, I really take care of my ears. And the other thing is, like, have fun. Like, really.
Yeah, enjoy what you do.
If
I think that's the most
If
important.
you don't enjoy it, it shows in your pictures, I think. You just do the same rudimentary. And also, it is not always the perfect image. It's the connection that makes more sense. You know, there are some amazing images that got a bit of blur on, but everyone loves them. And don't forget to turn around and look at your audience, see their reactions, because there's some great shots. Like one of that girl I got crying with all her corpse paint running down her face. I love it.
I need to get better at that.
It comes with time.
How to do it.
Yeah.
More crowd pictures.
And also remember to photograph the drummer.
the drum. But the drummer can be really hard sometimes.
Well, yeah, really fun. But don't, if you at least try.
Yeah, you should at least try.
My tip, if you can't photograph him too far away, get a super wide one where you can make him out slightly in the background.
Because that's like my philosophy. I always try to get at least one photo of every band member.
Okay.
So everyone is represented.
Perfect. So we're going to close this out, Jonathan. We're going to say music is not for the faint of hearted, but it is for those who want to graft. So if you wanted to learn and grind, obviously follow Jonathan. Where can they find you, Jonathan?
On Instagram, JMPhoto97.
Oh, 97. Is that the year you were born?
That was the year I was
I
born.
can hack your account
I
now.
just couldn't find like
Wait, 97. Oh,
I couldn't find the
cries in old
proper
millennial.
I couldn't find a proper like handle that I liked and didn't have the number in it. Oh,
No, 90s. So jealous. Okay, this has been the Loud Lens. I've been Khandie. This has been Jonathan. I'll catch you all in the next one.